This would change everything for the Yankees. This would change everything for Major League Baseball. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. But before we get into the video, if you love the Yankees and you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're on the road here to 23,000 subscribers. So if you can help us get there, that would be an absolute blessing. But man, Rob Manfred goes on the ESPN broadcast, basically drops his own version of a pipe bomb and says MLB realignment could happen. And if it comes from the commissioner's mouth, there must be something to that. So what would that mean for our beloved New York Yankees realignment? What could that mean? Well, that could mean that the Yankees would play in the same division. According to Jim Bowden, his proposed realignment, that the Yankees could play in the same division as the Red Sox. Okay, that's normal. The Phillies, that's very different. And the New York Mets. The reason why I don't like that idea, I have a few reasons, but the main reason is I always loved the idea and the fantasy of the Yankees and Mets playing in the World Series. Ever since I was a kid, when I watched that 2000 World Series, I loved every second of that. And I've been, ever since that moment, I've been waiting for it to happen again. And it just, obviously, it hasn't happened. Now with putting the Yankees and the Mets in the same division, that will never happen. Maybe you could see the Yankees and the Mets in the round before the World Series, so they beat the heck out of each other then, and then whoever wins, then advances to the World Series and faces a team like the Dodgers. We'll go over what the Western Conference would look like. But when it comes to the Yankees and the Mets, they would see each other more, which would create a hotter rivalry there, of course, because you're seeing them a lot more than you typically would. Same division. The rivalry would be 10 times worse than it is now. That division would arguably be the most toxic division in Major League Baseball. The Red Sox and the Mets would probably become rivals. That would be kind of cool. Seeing both of them beat the crap out of each other, and then the best man wins, I suppose. I like the idea, but then again, I can live without it. I can live without this realignment. Now, the reason why this would take place is because if the league were to expand, you have to put those two teams somewhere. And then if that were to happen, like in Jim Bowden's proposed realignment, you have an expansion team in the Eastern Conference, in the Mid-Atlantic division. Then you have a Southeast division in the Eastern Conference, where the other expansion team would go. Now, also with the Yankees and Mets division, that's probably the strongest division in Major League Baseball. For sure. Now, the North up-and-comers like the Reds, Guardians, Tigers, Blue Jays, the Mid-Atlantic, the Orioles, then the expansion team, which would be located in Charlotte in this scenario, then the Pirates and the Nationals. That's a pretty, as of now, a weak division, but that could be better for a team like the Pirates, right? For a team like them that maybe if all of a sudden they're able to compete, they could keep some of their stars. Southeast, the Braves, Marlins, another expansion team in the Rays. So the Southeast is kind of weak. So you have the East and the North, kind of heavy, Mid-Atlantic and the Southeast, weak. Does it balance it? And no, I think it makes everything incredibly unbalanced because when you look at the rest of the league, you have the Cubs, White Sox, Brewers, Minnesota in one division. Then you have the Astros, Royals, Cardinals, Rangers in another one. Then the Pacific Coast League. You have the Rockies, Athletics, Mariners, and Giants. Then in the West, you have the Diamondbacks, Angels, Dodgers, Padres. That's a tough one, too. Outside of the Angels right now, the Diamondbacks are always pesky. The Dodgers, ton of money, and the Padres always seem to put a good team together. I know a lot of us aren't a big fan of change, so that's why we're kind of crapping on this today. But at the same time, for me personally, I'm half and half. To be brutally honest with you, I'm half and half. I don't exactly hate it because now we have the potential of seeing the Mets a lot more, and that could create an even bigger rivalry there between the Yankees and the Mets. So that's kind of cool. But then the division becomes incredibly tough. And if, we're the Yankees, and why make things harder on us? But at the same time, it'll be tougher on the Red Sox. It'll be tougher on the Mets and the Phillies. Like I said, that would be one toxic division. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of this. It's not. I'm in and out. But I want to know what you guys have to say down in the comments. Does this sound appealing to you? Is this something that you would love for them to do? Does it make sense? For me, I could live without it. I really could. Now, when will this happen? It could happen when we get the expansion teams. That's when it would happen. So who knows when the heck we get the expansion teams? Maybe 2028, 2029, 2030, around there. If we get these expansion teams, and also too, you have to get an expansion team in Charlotte and in Nashville in order for this to perfectly align and to happen in this way, which it might not. It might not happen in this way, but every other scenario I've seen when it comes to the Yankees division specifically, it always has the Red Sox, Mets, and Phillies in it. So the Yankees kind of, in every other scenario I've seen it, that doesn't change. The others might change, but the Yankees doesn't change. And that's where, for me, it's like, now you could maybe swap out the Phillies and the Pirates. I've seen that take. So then you put the Phillies in the Mid-Atlantic and you put the Pirates in the East. Then the Pirates just get beat up. Oh, they would get beat up a lot if they had to deal with the Yankees, Mets, and Red Sox. But does this balance the league? I don't think it balances the league at all. I don't know. We'll see if it ends up happening. As I said, I'm very in and out on this. I don't think it's the best idea. I don't think it's the worst idea. I just don't think it's the best idea. Now, let's talk about present day, current baseball. The New York Yankees are 5.5 behind the Toronto Blue Jays. They are in third place in the American League East, and the Red Sox haven't been playing the best as of late. They are a half game ahead of the Yankees in the standings, 5 games behind the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, the wild card looks like this for the Yankees. They're 3.5 up above the Guardians. So they kind of have a cushion. They've been playing good baseball as of late. Hopefully, the Yankees could sustain this level of play. You hope so. I hope so. We got Tampa Bay, right, for 2 games. Then we got Boston in New York for 4. That's a 4-game series. Hopefully, we're able to beat up on Boston, especially during this time where over their last 10 games, they're 4-6. Over the Yankees' last 10, they're 7-3. So the Yankees have been playing better baseball than Boston as of late. So that's a great opportunity for the Yankees to go in and gain some ground on the Boston Red Sox. But we'll see what ends up happening. This season is not over, and the Yankees sweeping the Cardinals was really sweet, was great to watch. But the Yankees have to put their foot on the gas here. They have to. They can't give anybody an opportunity to take over and to win. They have to do what they have to do to win. And against the Cardinals, they did just that. The Cardinals were playing pretty good baseball. And the Yankees went in there and swept them. The Twins, they won that series. So the Yankees, as of late, have been playing solid baseball. But I want to know what you guys have to say down in the comments. Does realignment sound appealing to you? Is that where you want to see Major League Baseball go? As I've said earlier in the video, for me personally, I could live without it. But I want to know what you guys have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.